Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. You'll get 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Plus, enjoy access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with the welcome offer of 150,000 points, your business can soar to all new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
At T-Mobile, our critical mission is providing unparalleled 5G coverage for when connectivity is mission critical. Introducing T-Priority, America's best 5G network experience for first responders, even in times of congestion. More capacity, faster speeds, better coverage. T-Priority from T-Mobile, built for tomorrow's emergencies, ready today. Discover more at t-priority.com.
For qualifying organizations on eligible rate plans, coverage not available in some areas and may be impacted by emergencies.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Uh-oh, the last cookie.
You can get a new box of cookies in as fast as an hour with Walmart Express Delivery.
Are you my guilty self-conscience?
No, I'm the voice offering you promo code EXPRESS for free delivery on your first order.
Hey, who ate my cookies?
You mean, these cookies?
Order now. Welcome to your Walmart. Promotion valid for first express delivery order. $50 minimum subject to availability. Restrictions apply.
The NFL spending spree has begun, and the offseason hasn't even begun. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your Philadelphia Eagles right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me always hosting Trend in the AM on the STT Sports Network. Check the link down below in the description and click subscribe on that if you wouldn't mind. Greatly appreciate that. And the NFL offseason has officially began with the legal tampering period in the NFL kicking off on Monday. Now, we are recording this at about 5:30 on Monday night. This episode today, it is Tuesday. So if there's anything that I'm missing in this episode, it's because it broke after recording this, but don't worry, we'll cover it throughout the week. But Monday, the first day of the legal tampering period, has brought shockwaves, huge payments to a lot of players, a lot of free agents, and a lot of players, but it's also affected the Eagles majorly. So let's dive into some of the news. We'll start with the Eagles news from the day. First and foremost, the biggest deal. Now the third highest paid interior defensive lineman in the NFL per year, Milton Williams, Eagles defensive lineman, signs not with the Panthers as initially reported, but the Patriots swooped in at the last second and made Milton Williams the third highest paid defensive lineman in the NFL, giving him a 4-year, $104 million deal, $26 per million per year, $63 million guaranteed. We all knew Milton Williams was going. There was no doubt in my mind that Milton Williams was going to get priced out of Philadelphia. You have Moro Ojomo, who was the second highest rated win rate on defensive linemen in a small sample size, ready to replace Milton Williams, and he went to the Patriots, who actually spent a lot of money on Monday to a lot of free agents, a lot of older, over 30 free agents as well, 30-year-old free agents. But Milton Williams has gone to the Patriots. The next big deal that affects the Eagles was another Eagles defensive lineman. Actually, all four moves were defensive players that the Eagles lost on Monday. Josh Sweat, defensive lineman, defensive edge, defensive end, whatever you want to call it, signed a 4-year, $76.4 million deal, $41 million guaranteed to go catch or to go play football for his former coach, Jonathan Gannon, down there in the Arizona for the Arizona Cardinals. Josh Sweat, I am not concerned about losing. Also, you've got Jalen Hunter to replace him. But I think that there's a thread an idea that maybe Josh Sweat might be slightly overrated. He's definitely overpaid at nearly $80 million, almost $20 million a year. I think that's a contract that the Arizona Cardinals in a few years is going to greatly regret giving to Josh Sweat. He basically got paid because of the 2.5 sacks in the Super Bowl. Like I said, should have been the Super Bowl MVP, wasn't. But props to Josh Sweat for getting that, because Josh Sweat last offseason was a free agent. No one wanted him. He signed a 1-year, really cheap deal to return to Philadelphia, bet on himself, and turned it into $80 million, basically. So big props to Josh Sweat for getting that deal done. Next deal that affects the Eagles was Darius Slay, who is now going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going out the turnpike out west, Western Pennsylvania. Officially, it can't be declared till after June 1st because he was designated as a post-June 1st cut, but he is allowed to negotiate his contract. So Darius Slay will eventually be heading out to Pittsburgh to play for the Steelers, so losing our starting cornerback number 2, and also losing the backup to Darius Slay, Isaiah Rodgers. Isaiah Rodgers signed a free agent contract to go to Minnesota for the Vikings, a 2-year, $15 million deal, $8 million guaranteed. Darius Slay's contract has not been released, the information financially yet, because of that post-June 1st thing. Isaiah Rodgers is a slight surprise. 2 years, $15 million is not a lot of money for Isaiah Rodgers, and I really expected the Eagles, especially considering he was a restricted free agent, to try to find a way to retain Isaiah Rodgers to take over Darius Slay's position. But all intents and purposes, all reports say that the Eagles, Vic Fangio, Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, have a lot of faith in Keely Ringo taking over that position after playing the backup role, the young role, learning from Darius Slay over the last couple years. So it seems like that's the way the Eagles will go at cornerback 2. I would expect them to bring in a veteran free agent. 2 former Eagles are out there and available, and Rasul Douglas and Ronald Darby. Maybe you'll see a reunion with one of those. Maybe you see a reunion somewhere else. But somebody else, an older veteran on a 1-year cheap deal, is what I would expect them to do to bring depth to the cornerback position. Key thing with these 4 deals, nothing's been released about Darius Slay yet because the money hasn't been released. But losing Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, and Isaiah Rodgers will fetch the Eagles in 2026 a 3rd round, 4th round, and a 6th round compensatory pick. So they're going to gain 3 picks, one being a 3rd round pick for Milton Williams in next year's draft. That's a big deal. How he loves his comp picks, how he loves to stockpile those picks for trades in the future and stuff like that. So even though we're losing those guys, the Eagles are still gaining something out of it. And just remember, Darius Slay, you can move on to Isaiah Ricks. Darius Slay, you got Ricks, replacing him. Isaiah Rodgers, you got Keely Ringo. Milton Williams, we got Moro Jomo. Josh Sweat gone, we got Jelix Hunt. The Eagles' philosophy has always been to draft the replacements before you lose the players, and we've got replacements in line for each of these players. So, in theory, we're not really losing anything. We're good. There's a lot of Eagles fans freaking out that all this money is being thrown all over the free agent market, and I've told you one time, I've told you 100 times, relax, patience. Howie likes to wait, line the weeds. He even preached at the NFL Combine a few weeks ago, be patient, Eagles fans, because they will not be active on this first day, and that's the way it seems. I mean, Khalil Mack got a huge contract. J.C. Horn got a huge extension. Hassan Reddick even got a big deal for 1-year deal, $14 million. Some Eagles fans wanted to see him come back. He's going to the Bucs. All the quarterbacks changing. We'll get into that as the week goes on. Sam Darnold's the new Seattle quarterback, Justin Fields, the new Jets starting quarterback. There's rumors about Daniel Jones, et cetera, and Aaron Rodgers out there. So we'll see how that goes, but the Eagles are being patient. The number one thing the Eagles needed to do was lock up Zach Bond long-term, and they took care of that last week. You're not losing your starting middle linebacker. You're not losing your defensive player of the year candidate. So all in all, today was a good day for the Eagles. There is one move that I want to touch on outside of the Eagles, and that is Laramie Tunsil, left tackle of the Houston Texans, was traded along with a 4th-round pick to the Washington Commanders for a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 7th-round pick. The 2nd and the 4th are next year. The 3rd and 7th are this year. But it's a huge move for the Commanders, who just got dominated by the Eagles' defensive line in the playoffs. They've shored up, getting one of the top tackles in football, on adding him to their offensive line. I'm kind of curious why the Houston Texans would trade him, considering that you've got a young quarterback there in C.J. Stroud, and you don't want to get rid of a left tackle of Tunsil's capability. But they did. He's 30 years old, and the Commanders shored up their offensive line a little bit. So that's something to keep an eye on as, the Commanders try to match the Eagles as best as they can and take over. And let's end this show. The joke: Dallas did make a signing, the Dallas Cowboys, by signing a long snapper, Trent Sieg, to a 3-year, $4 million deal, $3 million guaranteed. Way to go, Dallas Cowboys! Way to shock the free agent first day of the market there with that long snapper signing. Guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pin Pull Podcast Network. I'm Phil Stiefel. Click subscribe down below in the link to the STT Sports Network. Everybody have a great day. Go Birds. Bubbles up.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Mate. After watching this season of the HBO's original series, The White Lotus, this is the tropical getaway I needed. One more pina colada, please.
Hey, you're not on mute.
Oh, I thought I was in paradise. Turns out it was my Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate Pina Colada and Thai Iced Coffee flavored creamers. Inspired by the newest season of HBO's original series, The White Lotus. For the love of coffee. Try now.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check the Jumbotron first, before attempting to eat a stack of Supreme nachos in one bite. Now you're just a meme that everyone shares on game day. Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I think I just won my taxes.
Yeah?
I just switched to H&R Block in about 1 minute. All I had to do was drag and drop last year's return into H&R Block, and bam, my information is automatically there.
So I don't have to go digging around for all my old papers to switch?
Nope.
Sounds like we just leveled up our tax game.
Switching to H&R Block is easy. Just drag and drop your last return. It's better with Block.
This episode is brought to you by Atlassian. Atlassian makes the team collaboration software that powers enterprise businesses around the world, including over 80% of the Fortune 500. With Atlassian's AI-powered software like Jira, Confluence, and Loom, you'll have more time to do the work that matters. In fact, Atlassian customers experience a 25% reduction in project duration per year. Unleash the potential of your team at Atlassian.com. Atlassian.